Back in 2023, Bauer released the PROTO-R. This was their second ever stick made with boron material, and it had some key features that pros love to use. It had a mid kick point and a square shaped shaft. This is one of my favorite sticks of the past few years, but I hear Bauer is cooking something up that might be able to take down the mighty PROTO-R. Let's go take a look and we'll find out. All right, we're in the lab, AKA our studio. Now, word on the street is there's a new stick that's gonna dethrone the PROTO-R, and I actually haven't seen it yet, so Ty's about to bring it in. I'm gonna shut my eyes. We'll see what this is. Grand reveal time, let's go. All right, what do we got, Ty? What do we got? Where is this stick?
There's two of them.
What, two? Yo, PROTO2, okay, and there's two colorways. This is a lot to take in. We're going for this one first. This thing looks sick. Classic Proto colorway where you've got the black checkers with the nice clear coat over top. I love that look. That's my favorite look for a stick. But new vibes on this one. We've got light blue and we've got pink. That is a sick colorway. Wow, right off the bat, I'm digging the looks. This PROTO2 logo up here is almost like when you're watching a 3D movie. 90s kids will remember the 3D glasses, one blue, one pinkish red. That's the vibe I'm getting up here with that logo. Super sick. And then overall, tons of chrome, nice flash mixed in with that stealthy black. Man, I think they killed it. And this big Bauer logo in the middle, I think looks super clean. One thing I love about sticks is when they have big prominent logos with clean graphics, not too much going on. And this stick does just that. Simple and clean. Big logo here, big logo there, and then the name of the stick up top. I'm a fan, but we gotta look at this one. So Ty, does this stick come in two different colors, or what's the deal here? Two?
Just like the Proto one comes in white, but this one they're launching them at the same time.
Okay, so you can come in and get both at the same time. Parents, two sticks at once for your kid? I don't know, we'll see. This is pretty sick. Man, the white one looks so clean. Check it out, white all the way down to the blade. It is, yeah, this is actually crazy. This is super flashy. If you're the flashy guy on your team, you've got to go with this one. If you're the subtle guy, you got to go with the black one. Same graphic overall, same spots with the logos and everything. I will say the pink and blue are more prominent on the white stick. You can see right there, that pink really stands out, and then you got that light blue. Super sick looking. Let's compare them side by side. We got the subtle version, we got the flashy version. You're covered both ways. I mean, honestly, tough to decide which one I like better. I think I'm gonna go with my gut and rock with the black colorway, but the white one is a close second. I just have never used an all white stick before like this, so I don't know how I'd feel with it on the ice, getting damaged and stuff, but super sick looking. Both of these look unreal. All right, after the surprise unveiling, I was able to take a quick peek at the spec sheet, so let's dive into what makes this stick different than its predecessor. First of all, it's got a new lighter blade core, so that blade is gonna feel really nice while you're stick handling, but it's still nice and rigid, so you're gonna have a ton of pop with this stick, and that pop on the blade is paired with the boron material that this stick is built out of. A carryover from the Twitch, from the Agent, from the PROTO-R. That boron material allows for some crazy pop when you're shooting this stick. I'm a big fan of boron, so when we get this in the shooting room, we'll see how it feels. Another upgrade on this stick, with that lighter blade comes better balance, and I can say right off the bat, the hand feel on this stick is really nice. There's no heaviness in the blade at all. This thing feels like a feather when it comes to that blade weight. Balance is a huge thing when talking about the weight of the stick. When you have a stick that's balanced, it will feel lighter than it actually is. And this stick is already light to begin with. So that balance paired with that lightweight boron material makes for a stick that feels feather light. Something I've loved about the Proto sticks in the past and a carryover on this one is this stick is no nonsense. It doesn't have any added frills that you don't need. It's got some classic pro specs, including the square shaped shaft and the mid kick point, which pros love. And then it's got some nice added Bauer technology with that boron and that lightweight blade. Now, if you know me, you know I love sticks with a lot of grip. This stick has no tactile grip, but it does have a really nice, you can hear it, sticky finish on it, so your hands aren't going anywhere. And paired with that square shaped shaft, I think it provides the perfect amount of hand feel and grip. Now that we know all the specs of this stick, let's throw it on the scale. We'll see how much it weighs. Then we're gonna take it in the shooting room and see how this new PROTO2 feels. Okay, the studio is now transformed into our weighing lab. We've got the original PROTO-R, the all-new PROTO2, and the white one. I want to put the white one on the scale to see if the added white paint makes a difference. That'll be interesting to see, but let's start with the PROTO-R. All right, original PROTO-R. Of course, these sticks are all the same spec. 345.
As advertised.
That is a light stick. 345. Now, I actually don't know if this stick is supposed to be lighter on the scale. It does have that lighter blade to improve the balance, but let's throw it on. We'll find out. $353, so a little bit heavier on the Proto2. Maybe that's gone to the shaft, and the lightness has gone to the blade, so you can definitely feel that balance. A little bit of change on the scale. Now I'm curious about this one. Will the paint add some weight? White Proto2, what do you weigh? Oh, wow, 361. I actually didn't think the white paint was gonna add a difference, but it did. That is pretty interesting. So 361 for the white one, and then these two are almost interchangeable in weight, just a couple grams difference. That's pretty interesting. I didn't think it was gonna make a difference, but it did. Overall, all three of these sticks are super lightweight. Now, I need to do a quick test. Just because the original Proto was heavier, I wanna see if I can feel. Now, I wanna do a quick test because the original Proto is said to be lighter on our scale. So I wanna see if I can feel that lightened blade on the new one. Right off the bat here. I actually think I can tell that this one has a lighter blade. You can kind of feel it when you're shaking your hand like this, like you're stick handling almost. It does feel a little bit lighter in the blade. So that balance point is improved. These ones are pretty close on the scale. Let's see. Can I notice the difference of the paint? That's a question, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, it's feeling pretty similar. I don't think I can notice the difference of the paint weight on this one. So if you wanna go with the white one, I think you're gonna be fine either way. But yeah, pretty interesting. The white one is slightly heavier than the black one. All right, so we know the story. The Proto2 feels more balanced. The Proto1 is actually slightly lighter, and the painted one is actually the slight heaviest of the bunch, which I don't think you're gonna notice the difference anyways, but we know the weights. Let's take them in the shooting room. And I think Ty has cooked up a surprise test. I don't know what's going on, so we'll see when we get in there. All right, it's time for my first impressions on the all new Proto2. I'm super excited to shoot this thing. Let's see how it feels. First impressions after just a few shots. This is not a word of a lie. I think this might be one of the best sticks I have ever shot in the shooting room. It's a mid kick point and it's a square shaped shaft, which admittedly are my favorite kick point and shaft shape. So slight bias there on preference, but overall, this stick just shoots unreal. It's got that boron material, so the pop is crazy. It's also got a lighter blade than the previous model, so the balance is insane. The blade actually feels super light. It's noticeable in the hand. And this thing just has an ease of shooting. You can really load it up. That square shaped shaft allows for no slip on the stick when you're shooting. This stick provides you with a lot of confidence when you're shooting the puck. I definitely think you guys gotta come in here and try one out. First impressions, I'm a fan.
All right, what's up guys, it's Tyler here. We're gonna do a little bit of a hockey tutorials style test where I've blacked out 3 different sticks. This is called a triangle test. So it could be 2 Proto-Rs and 1 Proto2, or 2 Proto2s and 1 Proto-R. He's gonna have to shoot all 3 and decipher which one is different, and also if it's better or worse. So let's go find out.
Now that we got our first impressions out of the way, we've got Ty's challenge, the triple blind test. So 2 of these sticks, like Ty said, are either a Proto2 or the original Proto, and then one of them is the outlier. I'm gonna shoot them all and see if I can feel a difference. Let's see if I can decipher which one is the Proto2, or which ones. We'll find out. We're gonna start with stick A. This is the one that right off the bat, I think might be a Proto-2 just because of how light it feels. All right, stick A. Are you a Proto-2 or are you the original? Stick A feels pretty good. I should add another reason this challenge is so difficult for me is because I loved the original Proto. I always shot well with that stick, so it's not like I'm testing out a stick I don't like here compared to an all new one. I like them both, so this is difficult. Stick A is feeling good though. Let's test the other ones. All right, now we're on to stick B. Now this one I'm not sure about. I have a hunch it might feel a little bit lighter than C, but I don't know. Let's shoot it, we'll see how it feels. All right, this is difficult because stick B shoots really nicely as well. I might have to go back to back with A and B one more time before we're finished, but let's move on to C. We'll get a full feel for all the sticks, then I'll make some guesses. All right, stick C. This is the one that I think might feel the heaviest out of the three. They are covered with tape though, so it's a bit tricky. Let's shoot this one. We'll see how it goes. Stick C. Let's see. Going rapid fire. Okay, I went rapid fire there at the end. I switched a bunch back and forth. I think C is the original Proto. I think it just doesn't have the pop that the other one does. A little bit of blade heaviness. That new Proto, when I was shooting it unwrapped, when I knew I was shooting the Proto-2, it just felt insane. The release was super quick. The stick recoils back super quick when you're shooting. It's that boron material. Feels insane. So I think that stick aligns most with stick A and least with stick C. Now the trick is, what is B? I can't quite figure out B yet. I think I need to shoot it one more time. I think C is Proto-1, like original Proto. A and B. I can't tell if B is like C or if B is like A. Like that's where I'm at. Like I'm like, what is this middle stick? I'm trying to decipher B right now. I can't tell if stick B feels more like stick C or if stick B feels more like stick A. This is a very tricky test.
I tried to do the exact same thing job on all of them.
Yeah.
Even like the amount of times on the blade is the same.
Yeah, so it should feel the same, right? If you couldn't hear that on the mic, Ty saying that he tried to put the exact same amount of tape on all of these sticks. So although they may all be slightly heavier, they should all be the same weights compared to what they normally do with added tape. You know what? I'm gonna have to go with my gut here. I am thinking stick A is the Proto-2. This was difficult. This one feels the lightest. It felt the most energetic while I was shooting it in terms of the pop the stick had. This thing was just ripping the puck. Again, that blade lightness was one of the biggest things I noticed on the Proto-2, and I think I can feel it here with stick A. I hope I'm right. Let's find out. Okay, it's time for the grand reveal. I'm gonna go in reverse order. I think A is Proto-2, so we're gonna start with C and go backwards. C was my obvious choice for the Proto-1, the original Proto. It just felt a little bit heavier. Let's see. It's looking like a Proto-1, guys. I think we got it right with C. Yeah, you can see that older graphic there. That is a classic Proto-1 for stick C. Now it gets a bit trickier here because I feel like I was kind of fooling myself. I wasn't quite sure what B was. B felt possibly a little bit lighter than C, but I still felt like A shot the best. So I put B in the Proto-1 category as well. Let's see, is this a Proto-1 or a Proto-2? Ooh, it's a Proto-2. Okay, that might have helped justify the confusion. I'm sorry, Proto-2. I categorized you wrong. Man, I hope I'm right about A then. Let's see what we got. All right, stick A. This was the one that I said shot the best. Let's see, is it a Proto-2? The moment of truth. What is this, a Proto-1? No, the Proto-1 is still goated. Check it out, guys. Proto-1, an elite stick, still competing with the top of the line. Proto-2. Okay, we have unwrapped stick A and stick B. These were the two that I was stuck between, and I actually chose this one as my favorite out of the three. We've got them unwrapped, so I'm actually gonna shoot them now, knowing which one is which, and we'll see if I can pick out any more noticeable differences between the two. First up, let's start out with stick A, the one that I picked. Classic Proto-R, one of my favorite sticks of all time. Let's shoot this thing. I don't know what it is about this stick. It just has a great feel for me. I feel like I can really lean into the shots. I think it's that mid kick point that does it, paired with that boron. There's tons of pop, but you can also really push on it. It's not gonna give out on you. Proto-R has stood the test of time, still competing with the high-end sticks. I think Bauer just absolutely cooked on this one. It's not going out of style. This is still a valid stick to this day. Okay, now we have the Proto-2. Now this was tough. I almost picked these two to be the winners together, but at last I voted B off of the island. A mistake by me. Let's shoot this thing and see if I can still feel those differences that I thought I felt on the other stick.
All right, I'm just gonna make a quick observation after watching you shoot both.
Yeah.
I feel like the Proto-R, like the original Proto, your shot was harder, like it was a faster shot, harder shot.
Yeah.
But I feel like your shot with the Proto-2 was still good, looked like it was easier to shoot, like it looked more effortless.
Yeah, you know what? I think you might be right about that. I kind of noticed the same thing. And it's actually maybe why I got tricked a little bit. I was shooting the puck with this one wrapped up, thinking, wow, it's absolutely ripping and flying off this thing super hard. This has to be the best one. And when it came to the weight, I actually was having a hard time deciphering it, so the weight might have not been as much of a factor. This one does have that ease of shooting. I believe they optimized the kick point on this stick, and that lighter blade might pair into that as well. So I think you might be right. It's crazy though. Bauer made such a good stick with the Proto-1. It's competing with its big brother, the Proto-2.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
So Proto-1, harder shot, but you have to load it more.
Yeah.
Proto-2, effortless release.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's a good recap, Ty. It's actually good having somebody witness you shooting because it's stuff that I probably wouldn't notice and Ty's picking up on. Proto-1, I'm leaning into it super hard and you can shoot it really hard if you're leaning into it. This one, more effortless, as Ty was saying. A little bit easier to shoot, especially for those young players. Pick this one up, you're gonna rip the pucks right away. I actually think the staff thought that as well, right? We had a lot of staff come in and shoot this stick. Well, what were the staff's opinions overall? What do you think, Ty?
Yeah, Jono's a goalie who doesn't know how to shoot, and he said the Proto-2 is the best stick ever made, so.
Yeah, Jono was hooked on it. I think Laser got in here and was hooked on it. So
yeah.
I think Proto-2 has that ease of shooting right off the bat. And the Proto-1, just a classic. If you're a high-level hockey player, you know how to shoot a mid-kick stick. You're gonna rip the puck with this thing.
Boom.
Boom. All right, time for a quick recap on our blind test. That was pretty crazy. Let's first talk about the original Proto-R. So this stick obviously did pretty well in our competition. It's pretty impressive how well the Proto-R can hang with top-of-line sticks of today. Our findings from this stick is that this stick has a lot of power. If you know how to lean into a mid-kick point stick, you're gonna absolutely rip the puck with this stick. Now, funny enough, I've had a Proto-R for about 2 seasons now, and one thing I found and Ty found behind the camera is that when this thing whipped out a bit, got a bit softer, we actually really liked how it felt. This stick comes with that Bauer material and it actually is pretty rigid straight off the shelf, so you really have to lean into it to get that power. And a bonus of this stick, the Proto-2, is that it comes in a 65 flex now. So if you're not used to that boron stiffness, you can go down a little bit in flex and it'll feel really good. But let's talk about the Proto-2 overall. Our findings with this stick is that it has a crazy ease of use. You can pick this thing up off the shelf and rip it right away. I think that's a huge upgrade, especially if you're a young player who wants a new top of the line stick and doesn't want any learning curve. This is the one. Pick it up, rip bar down, first try maybe. This stick feels unreal. It's also got that nice blade lightness, some really good balance. Overall, I think this stick's a winner. Let's get into our ratings. All right, it's time to rate this thing. We're gonna start with the looks. I actually think this might be the coolest looking stick that's ever come into our store. So I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 on looks, but wait, this stick comes in 2 colorways. You can get it in black and you can get it in white. So this one might break the scale. We're giving it an 11 out of 10 when it comes to looks. Let me know which one you choose, the white or the black. Now when it comes to stick handling, this stick does have that lightened blade compared to the Proto-R, so it feels really nice to stick handle with. I'm gonna give it a 9.6 out of 10 on the stick handling scale. And lastly, the shooting. This is the big one. I'm gonna give this a 9.9 out of 10 when it comes to shooting. This stick has some insane ease of use. You pick it up off the rack, you can rip the puck right away. I've actually talked to a lot of staff members at the store. They've all come in here and tested this stick out. They only need about 4 or 5 shots until they've decided that this is one of their favorite sticks they've ever shot. So this one's a winner. We're gonna give it a 9.9. That brings our grand total rating on the Proto-2 to a 10.1 out of 10. This thing broke the scale. It comes in 2 colorways. It shoots unreal. It's lighter than its predecessor. This thing's a W, but you still can't go wrong with the Proto-R, which we still have in stock. So we got the best of both worlds here at the shop. Definitely come in and test them out and let us know what you're thinking. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to get your own Proto-2 or the original Proto-R, stop by the hockey shop or go to thehockeyshop.com.